Hey there folks, I'm looking to another 650 pp tryouts. In this tryouts I am doing the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo 1991 once again. But yeah, here's the parts for the Mitsubishi GTO, which, yeah, it feels like deja vu, huh? Because I did the GTO once again. I will know I did change the wheel change after later on here. Because I just did all the races in the time trials, in case you're wondering why the oil is normal. Because I just realized it's here too. Wow. But yeah, the Mitsubishi GTO has a V-Type 6-cylinder. Yeah, I'm doing this car once again, and the reason why is because this is going to be the mainstay car throughout the whole series, as long as I can get it in said contest I could. Because I do know this is one of the most versatile cars, period, which is the Mitsubishi GTO. If I had to know which one was the most versatile, it's this one. The car that you're given initially in Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, this is the 6G72 GTO, which, yeah, you probably wonder why this is a very cheap car too, for 30 grand too, because it is collaborate with Chrysler too, also. And such. But yeah, basically I had to add 2 weight reductions on this one compared to the 600 pp. But I don't. Oh no, there's an upgrade so. And then yes, you can add a wide body, of course, because yeah, I guess it's actually now showing the thorough look of this car now too. Because last tryouts I didn't really show thorough of this car at the end of the day. But yeah, for engine swaps you can. Which I will say, one of the new engine swaps is the Demon Challenger, I will say. But the other engine swap is the Scudo Pike Speed. So yeah, you can change the rims too, because yeah, I don't think I showed the rims either, what you could do to it. But yeah, this car is basically going to come back for the 750 pp and the other ones I can think of. This will be a car that will be constantly showing up, because I want to see like what all you could do to this car in some angles and stuff, and see if it's worth it or is it just not worth it at all. I'll just say, in case you're wondering if I changed the vinyl at all from the previous vinyl design, no, it's basically the same vinyl design, because this looks pretty good enough still. I can't really think of anything just yet. Or there's ideals, but it's not circular enough to me. Yeah, this is what you basically do to it and such, and I even showed the thorough take on the spoiler too. I don't think I even showed that. I don't think. If I did, I still did. As now, I did this car for the 600 pp as well, besides the 650 here. But this is a GTO made and mine for grade 4 racing. I will note, you can just bump us up to 700 if you really want to go crazy. But I will say, you might want to be careful doing that. On top of it. There is one big problem about the Mitsubishi GTO, and that it's not only its weight problem. Let's just say it sucks in a lot more fuel than it should. Yeah, there's the headlight covers and stuff you can do to it and such. Which I think I kept it to the yellows. Yeah, fuel's a big problem. I'm just gonna say it does 2 laps. I'm gonna say that in advance. But it does have a trait of performance though, at least. There's that. But yeah, that's basically what all to show for the GTO and such. Rims, stuff like that. Here's the tuning setup for this one. Cause yeah, I will say tuning's gonna be different for each one, no doubt. Such. Cause yeah, this ain't the same GTO, I will say also. This is another GTO I bought. I bought like 10 GTOs. This is the one I did for the 10 GTO challenge. Or trophy. Because I know this car is going to be used a lot. In a lot of cases. Considering, as I mentioned, you can stick a Demon Challenger and you can also stick a Scudo. But for the Stuff I did though, I basically just the rear spoiler, turbocharge it to low, because low turbocharge is usually good for acceleration purposes. And then weight is 149, so it still has weight in it, but it's great for give it more circulation to the car at the end of the day. And it was also based on the previous weight reduction before I applied the weight reduction of the other. So it's possible I probably could have lessened on that, but I don't know. I just kept it as it is. But here's the GTO remix vinyl if anyone wants the vinyl for this car on top of it. Once again, as I talked about before in 653, but yeah, here's the GTO Twin Turbo 1991, which, yeah, in terms of grade 4 and giving it racing hard tires, is I would say very phenomenal in that case, because I'm not surprised about this, because this is a heavy sports car. This is not a sports car. This is gonna be as fast as heck as a result, which I'm not surprised for a grade 4 race car. This is pretty good where it sits at potential and wise. But the Mitsubishi GTO is still a phenomenal machine, even by grade 4, or, well, 650 standard. That's it. But yeah. And you're now driving through the streets of Willow Springs with this car, which, from what I recall, it was in the Super Taku series, of what it's called. But the Super Taku series, it's known for that, I believe the Group Ray race or something like that. Doesn't matter. Pretty phenomenal car, from what I recall, I think, in that series. It's not crazy, but it did something. So, but yeah, otherwise known as the heavy sports car of JDM, which, you know, that's because of its special all-wheel drive system and its active aero spoilers. Even though I took said active spoiler off. And that's a fun part. When it comes to switching out cosmetics on the car, it really is kind of cosmetic, except for the forms given. It's very weird, I'm not saying. You know, the rear spoiler on that one's not adjustable. You know, it is an active aero spoiler. It's just weird signs at the end of the day. Yeah, driving this around the GTO Twin Turbo, and yeah, 112.8 is a pretty good number so far, I gotta say, immediately. And such. A very fast machine already. Let's see on this roundabout here as I cut through the sand a little bit. I will say that doesn't count as penalty. Come through that for some reason. I have no idea why. But I'll take it. That's a simple Grand Transfer rule. If you're allowed to cut that, you're allowed to cut that. I hate to say that. You know, it looks like you're straight up just cheating. Because you wouldn't believe how many time trials show a case where they're just cheating hardcore because they're cutting through other lanes of the road that should not be given. It should just be there for safety reasons, for safety cars and stuff, for where they drive by the track and stuff. But no, in some cases it's just fun. Like I can think of Nürburgring, that case, where you can just drive off to this one of the left of the lanes, and it's fine for some reason and such. But to say about the Mitsubishi GTO, it is a very phenomenal JDM car, and still technically my favorite JDM car, because not only, I get it, it's a heavy sports car, even though nowadays you probably turn around and just turn this as light as you can. I know some crazy time attack guy did, which is also cool because he also turned it into like the race model GTO on top of it. That, and plus of the racing modification, it's, I believe, from Gran Turismo 2. It's the yellow one, I believe, in that. But the other special thing about the GTO, or in other words the 3000 GT, or in other words the Dodge Stealth, is also collab jointly with, I believe, Chrysler, I believe. So, as a result, this is technically a American car too. On top of it, that's why this car has never been that expensive at all, even with all the advanced technology it has. Like, this is more advanced than the Skyline or Supra out there, and yet it is still the most cheapest car you can probably get. It's very impressive, I gotta say, in that regard. But I will say, it is also technically one of the weakest JDMs at the end of the day, so it's not like the strongest, but it does okay for what it does. I would say at least better than something like the Eclipse or something. I will say that, man. You know, the Eclipse is also a good car too. So. And then you have the Lancer, which the Lancer basically overwrites the GTO eventually, and they just focus around the Lancer then. But on that time, though, yeah, 112.156. Like, I think that immediately. If I recall. Oh yeah, it beats the 308 on top of it. Oh my god, that's how good it is. Because so by acceleration, I would say easily 4 stars in that case. Because it puts the draw down immediately. It doesn't F around. And then speed, all I know what to say about speed. It's around like 195 plus overall. It's that quick on top of it. So yeah, that explains why its fuel is only like 2 laps of Le Mans. And then the turning momentum is not going to be that bad because of all-wheel drive. It has all-wheel drive too. Speaking of advanced technology, it's also a 4-wheel drive. And boy does it step up to even now this day. I will say the all-wheel drive technology is old by standards, but it was something. Yeah, I do hope, like in the future, they toss more GTOs. From what I heard in the data leak notes, that there is a GTO coming, and it's based off the 1998 version, which I believe is like the final revision of the GTO before they basically got canned altogether due to the costs and concerns. Yeah, by production cost, this car costs a ton back then, because I believe this car costs a lot more than what it nowadays is. So there's a big trade-off. I would say be careful buying things cheap, because they're still, by repair, you're going to be expensive. So that might be the biggest problem about this car a little bit. But the final revision is going to be coming sometime soon, and it might be based off the VR4 version. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means at all. But then I also have to think, oh, that'd be kind of cool if they added like other GTOs too on top of like the SR12. Like if they go the one that has no turbo. And plus, if a later version has an FF instead of all-wheel drive, that would be interesting ones. Because I will say, yeah, I understand that same miles equals bad. I do believe at the end of the day, like example, the Supra SCR to the RZ should exist, because it would be interesting to try its other versions out there, so to say. In fact, for the Supra, I'm surprised they didn't ever add like the Celica motor to that, for the heck of it. That'd be an interesting engine swap because of the whole GT500 relationship on that. But I would love to see the GTO SR though, at the end of the day, and such. I get it, it's a lower model at the end of the day, but it'll be kind of interesting to see models like that. And such. But yeah, 1W1.8, not bad. On to the best lap here. And turn this up, but yeah, I could say definitely say for turn wise, also like maybe 3 or 4 stars immediately on this. And as such, is that pretty good on the whole acceleration binge part? Although, you know, I know you take that back, I think acceleration maybe 3 stars at the end of it. Maybe 3 stars on that, but what is it technically beat right now, Shelly? Beats everything. It literally beats everything right now. Matter of fact, it's just trying to beat itself right now. And this is the lap to do it, apparently. See, if I recall, I did 130.8, and even that beat all the contenders, too. I will note, the C1 Corvette could do a 130.6 as well. But this did faster, I'm just gonna say. Not a whole lot faster, but about on par. Still. Just a little faster. And such. That just tells you how good the GTO is. It's that freaking good. This is all gonna be stuff like that. Cause yeah, I would say to tune this more on the 600 or to 700 pp side of things. This would be better off there than there, but and again, 130.577, that basically just destroys the competition at the end of the day. Now to Mount Panorama. Yeah, again, I would love to see like older models. I understand that people don't want like the same models and stuff, but it is interesting to know that, like example, there was a V6 in Mustangs too, and I do think those should get attention as well, besides the regular ones. So, as to say, I would also recommend add those ones too, so that way you don't have to, you know, work your butt hard for programs, the models and stuff. So if you already have the model, you have to just change the model a little bit to whatever that model wants for stuff on it. That would be the good part. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see a Mustang V6 too, because I do believe the Mustang V6 would be pretty good too for some cases. That, you know, be a lighter motor. Because I do find that the V8 is a bit sluggish when it comes to Mustangs. I mean, not a Mustang over on that, but it's more like I groaned to notice on that. Also. So I do kind of wonder a Mustang with a V6 would be kind of crazy or not. That probably might be wrong at the end of the day. It probably might actually suck, but it is what it is. I just always was curious. And that's such. But that magnitude. Cause yeah, I get it. Like most Mustang lovers, they say the V6 sucks, even though there's a lot of V6 tuner guys too. So I don't understand the whole hatred besides, oh, you're just blindly hating it because it's not the same. Yeah, the vendetta. A very unnecessary vendetta because, oh, it's not the same, it's different. But too bad. So it's a Switch 2 and it sucks. As the thing goes. Yeah, 211.6. That's pretty quick already. I think that just beat everyone again. I am not gonna be surprised it beats everyone because this thing is a freaking monster. And it showed during the 600 pp. It was the top contender. So, and it had competition like the R34 or the... what was the other one? Jack Maverick and stuff. You had GT40 Mark II, so yeah. To say it didn't have competition. Oh, we had competition, alright. Had some pretty high contenders, because yeah, even the Impreza WRX I can think of too. A very light machine, yet this thing beat it on terms of its balance. I will note though, the update has changed the balances where it hits like 609 now, so I had to lower it, but I still think it could probably still do a pretty phenomenal job on things. If it's doing this wonderful. I do have to go retry it though, for the heck of it. Which I kinda should. So I probably will be end up going back to that eventually and then just throw update notes for what times or what. They're trying to say update times are gonna be kinda loose. And such. But yeah, for now where it stands, GTO definitely one of the fastest contenders. as it goes to the roundabout here. I'm trying to think of whatever else to say on this, because besides the whole, you know, the whole joint collab between Chrysler and Mitsubishi on that, because they've been together for a good while until like I think around 2009 or so. That's when they stopped because Chrysler lost their shares on them. They decided to lose their shares because Mitsubishi just wasn't getting interested anymore, and besides they were going to the SUV and crossover segment, concerned the E-Cuts Cross, or what's the XR7 or whatever the heck that vision car's called. Speaking of bad, we got 210.4. This almost did a 229, and if it did that, I would freak out. Holy crap! Holy crap, that's fast. But yeah, 210.4 at 650 pp is pretty crazy. That's crazy fast, because like, so yeah, no doubt it would beat the beat it on hard mode in that case. I can't say much for Le Mans though. Le Mans is a weird case because yeah, while it's doing phenomenally well for like tracks like these, got a reminder it has all these acceleration bits where Le Mans is just so straightforward. Any car could be pretty good for that situation. It's just a matter of dealing with the whole high speed strain and the braking and such, which this does pretty good on that too. Because I do gotta mention the brakes sometimes are still pretty good. So yeah, like 170 just on the straightaway here. And then you have Mitsubishi mascot Fuso on the sign there. I don't know what that's about. That's something I still need to check about. And you get the armor old rear bridge thing. I can't remember what they call it. It's like Aero something, I believe. Something like that. Yeah, 2010.342. Definitely the top first place contender on that as well. So what can it do? As the saying goes, it can do Sunday Cup as usual because it's a road car. God, I hope it's a road car. That'd be bad. Then I try to figure out what to do here because yeah, all it has is 4-wheel drive. So in that case, you can just do the 4-wheel drive, and yeah, you're gonna destroy them. Just straight up destroy them on that. It has a turbo, so you can do turbo. And of course, World Touring Car 700, because this is not old enough for the historic race, so you can't really do that because you gotta be 1989. This is 1991. You see, you do the Hypercar Parade though. I would think it'd do pretty good. Besides the one I did with Sancti Cross, because anything involved with that Valkyrie is gonna be a threat. Because I will say that car did kind of change the whole threat potential. I didn't realize that, but yeah, I checked the historic. Yeah, no, you gotta be 1989. High Speed Ring Track Day, Tokyo Highway Parade, the Asia Oceania Championship, World Touring Car 700. Probably do that pretty well. And now onto the race, which yeah, like I said, so there is problems immediately. I will say you have to full wing 6 for the 3 laps. Otherwise, if you don't full wing, you get 2 laps. So overall, not bad, but not great compared to something like the 308. I still think the 308 would probably still beat this just because of the whole lap factor. I have to go lean to get the same 3 laps as the 308. So overall, the GTO twin turbo, I would say, probably hits about a rank A for me at the most on these case. It's not crazy, but it's a bit higher compared to something like the C1 Corvette a little bit. If there is anything else interesting, I guess the lap times. I do kind of feel like this is slower for some reason, but I don't know. I might be wrong about that. Very debatable. Okay, now I'm just giving chase to the 5 contenders here, because I need to get up to that Corvette C7, because this time he's being aggressive. Not such. Yeah, well, no, it's gonna rain soon. Just not on this lap. Yeah, I will say this was a really weird race because it started like dry throughout most of the race. Matter of fact, that hurricane was going to be a threat and a good bit if I didn't cap up, basically. Usually being a fastball. But luckily, then the rain came, and it's like, okay, yeah, everybody's got this in the bag. So to say at the end here, yeah, it was definitely fine. I would say for sure this is a rank A, I assume, car. I will say for sprint though, I'm debating to say S or A because if no fuel, it is definitely an S. This thing's fast as heck. If fuel though, I would say. Yeah, I would say S or A, to be honest. It's like a low S, but it's not crazy S. But yeah, that is definitely a high potential for a car that, you know, burns through 2 laps, if given. And such. But sometimes burning's not so bad if you had the performance potential to back that up, and this car really kind of shows that. Luckily. Which, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's a Mitsubishi GTO. This thing is crazy for a GTM car. And wouldn't be surprised in the future a lot of people would try to get this car. Because it's such a fun car at the end of the day. It's your basic GTM that you can afford. Unlike a Supra, or unlike a Skyline, or unlike a NSX. Or unlike even an Impreza, or even a Lancer, you can afford this GTO. This GTO is everywhere in the States. You come across it. You come across its Dodge cousin that is the Stealth. Which is literally basically the same with the different spoiler. Kinda ugly spoiler, mind you, but you know, it exists, Because it was during those weird times with Dodge where they made weird cars for fronts and stuff. I don't understand. Although I still would love the Dodge concept car to come back too. That'll be another fun concept car to come back. But yeah, otherwise, pretty crazy for the GTO. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention too for the GTO, it is a shared motor too, with the Mitsubishi Diamante, I believe it's called. An older car, I believe. So this is an engine that got retuned and revised, retweaked for that year at that time. It's actually an old engine, and I believe a shared engine between Dodge and, yeah, I'm gonna say Dodge. I mean, I know it's Chrysler, but still, you're mostly known for Dodge more than Chrysler when it comes to that. That such. Now I try to give chase to the Viper because the C7 went in because he only goes 2 laps. Luckily. You know, he could go 3 laps, but he doesn't lean. AIs don't know how to lean. That's the funny part. We got ER Supra here. That's by him. But yeah, I do say I love this car's weird horn. It has the weird bug sounding horn I have ever heard. Weird whine to it. Very weird whine to it. That might be the one thing I kind of docked the GTO on. Because that horn is just weird. It's super weird. Cause I don't mind. I know a lot of people don't. This doesn't really sound like a car horn at all. Yeah, now just look at the contenders here as we get to the about this lap. And such. The Aston Martin here. ICF, which is actually not in a bad spot, but yeah, this Hurricane's just trying to race up there as quick as he can, which he does eventually. Yeah, he was like on Predator mode for dang sure this time around. Cause yeah, I noticed the C7 was on Predator mode and the Hurricane was on Predator mode. It was really weird. But yeah, I did have the. Oh yeah, I guess to mention too. I did have to detune the motor to even have the 2 laps, I will say, because it technically would have went faster, but the problem was it was sucking down so much fuel, because that's the biggest problem about this car, it sucked down so much fuel. So as a result, I had to detune the engine like the C1 Corvette too. I did. Just a bit, so it's more aerodynamic than an engine for the performance. I will say that's why the spoiler wasn't so up. Then again, but the all-wheel drive, you technically don't need a spoiler. Spoiler for it. That will suck. This is the problem about, I mean, in terms of maintenance though, all-wheel drive is not fun maintenance. It won't ever be a fun case because I think it applies to all 4 wheels in some ways, and you have to like change the adapters and stuff, and whatnot. And then more axle work than ever, dude. Yeah, doing like a 418, which is not bad. I don't think that's crazy. Maybe that's kind of. Yeah, I don't think that's not bad because I think I did 420 max. But the C1 Corvette was tall. Got a megabit. Yeah, now going on into the pit figure. Now coming back to the last lap here, which just it rained like a bad habit, for a good minute. But yeah, matter of fact, I'm on end tires, which as you can see, they are burned like no tomorrow. Because yeah, there is another big unfortunate problem with the GTO twin turbo. Its front tires are really heavy. I gotta say, its front side is really heavy. So as a result, it burns those fronts. So if anything I need to do next time when I tune this car, adjust the fronts. Make them less grippy, because they are just eating through those tires like no tomorrow. Luckily though, everyone's on M tires, so if I had a bad time, they were gonna have a bad time. Fuck with that. Like that Ferrari's having a bad time. Good God, this tire's getting cooked. Oh wait, no, those are racing hards. Okay, that's fine. I thought for a second, are those M tires? Those are bad. I'm just driving along here in the last straight for the race. Yeah, lap 7, not bad, but not crazy. I know a contender here in the future is gonna be crazy, but I will say I changed the outro too, so when you're gonna see the outro here, you get to see what's the next car of the series. So I'm gonna be doing that from now on too. Instead of showing the whole outro, like if you like. It's like if you want, basically. You get to see the next car here in the next bit here once I cross the line. Yeah, overall the GTO is a very phenomenal machine. I still say for endurance rank A, but for what it does for sprint though, definitely an S. This thing is crazy. This will destroy this will destroy the hard difficulty for sure. For what it's offered. It's just the endurance factor, like the Le Mans here, is a bit of a tough one because cars with that do 2 laps for the full potential are not really crazy. It's like, it's fast, I'll give it that. It's great for time trials, but other than that, for the long haul, you have to choose on the matter of that. And also, if something 3 laps is also performing great, like the 308, you have a challenge on your hands. Because if it's making that high time every time and you just pit it, most likely the 308 is going to win. Possibility. That's it. Oh yeah, I also am gonna add a score to overall what the GTO hits and that such. And the scoring is gonna be interesting too, because the final scoring is gonna be kind of based off of like 5 positions, and I'm gonna order them based on how well they did to the next one. So it's like, did the GTO beat 2 of the laps of the 2 tracks, or did the lap of tracks and stuff like that? Like, did it, like, to the C1 Corvette, it beat 3 tracks over, so it's definitely better in that regard. In every regard, sadly. But yeah, as you can see, my end tires, fronts, they're gone. Yeah, just kind of driving on balls, so that's the one issue I need to address, is that. But I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care, and I hope you enjoyed what you watched here. Until then, I'll see you guys then. Take care, and ciao.